All right, good evening once more to everyone online. I hope everyone can get me. I don't know if Hassan, since if Hassan is there, because I don't know if he's online and getting us or what, because I've not been hearing him talk. And then the others will only join us and follow the recording in case they are coming late. Okay, so far we have done several things on Excel. Today we'll just continue as per our outline. Let me open the outline. So normally today we'll be doing things like date format. Okay, yeah, we'll be doing date formats. We'll be doing how to extract dates and year, things like that from maybe a particular year. We'll be doing things like the day, the month, the year function, and so on and so forth. Then extract and so on and so forth. So I'll just start right away with, let me open the table that has dates. Okay, date function. Here, I think I already presented yesterday, and I will just do a fast recap of this. Since we had a problem of recording yesterday, I'll just do a fast recap of this. Then we continue from there. I was presenting something on int frac function, year frac function, and I said that the year frac function is a function that helps us in getting maybe children ages from their date of birth, things like that, as well as children's, and it updates automatically with time. Then I said we are using an int function there to ensure that it actually does a count down. It doesn't give fractions. That's why we're using an int function there. We should not be having things in fractions. So I said, in order to do that, we have put years of birth here of different people or different persons. Their year of birth is just an example. And I said, for us to be able to work when we have tables like that, always ensure you put your data first on a table format. This is a template. I want to put it on table format. I'll highlight the template. I'll click on dates, the first. I'll hold down the control key and the shift key. I'll click on the right arrow to highlight all the columns, and I'll click on the down arrow to highlight all the data set. So when I'm done highlighting, I'll come to format table. Under format table, I can choose a table of my choice. I'll click, I assume that this is a table. I'll click. What's happening? All right, it's already in table format. Sorry, it's already in table format. That's why it's refusing this. It's already in table format. But if it wasn't in table format like this, I'll just do this. I'll highlight, take down, I'll come to my table and I'll click like that. It will bring now this. So if you bring this, I ensure maybe my table has headers and these are the headers. I'll click on OK. Then I can take off the filter buttons here to make it this way. Is that the table it was already in table format. That's why it wasn't changing. So when you're done doing that, now the first thing, we have age, we have day, we have month, we have day name, quarter name, and quarter label. Now, if we want to have the age of this person from the date of birth, we'll put an equal sign. We'll put the function int like that. We'll use a tab or double click on the int itself. Then the number now, we'll type another function, year frac. This is it. We'll double click. The start date is when we come and click here. That's the start date, a comma. The end date is what? The date of birth. And the date of birth, the end date is today. The start date is the date of birth, the end date is today. So enter the today function. We can just write to TOD, we'll double click for today. Then we'll close it like that. We close again. I remember I said, when you open any function, you must close it. This has been opened here, one. It is open here. We open the int function here. We've not closed it. We open the year frac function here. We've not closed it. We open the today function here. We closed it here. So we need 3 curly brackets to close the first function, which is the int function, the year frac function, and today function. So from here, I've closed 1, I've closed 2, and I need the third. I close 3. And as I press enter, automatically all their ages comes up. Why? Because it's on the table format. And you are seeing here is giving date of birth to show it is referring to the table. If it wasn't a table format, you have to autofill. So if I change any date here, let me put this in, let me take it to 20. Let's take it to 20, maybe 24. 2030 is an example. You see automatically the child is 17 years old. And I said in 20, let's say 2025, the child will be 17 years plus 4, because from 2021 to 2025 is 4 years. So automatically, if we open this template, this number will change from 17 to 22. Yeah, because 17 plus 4 to 21, sorry. So even you to prove that, I said last time, if you come to date and time, you come to date and time, and you change, let's say set date, and you take it, let's say to 2025, and you take okay, you take okay. You see here, it has changed to 2025. If I minimize this, and maybe I refresh is not working. This is 17. Let me save. And I open. Let me close and open. You see this will change. The whole of this table will change. So refresh to, it's not working here. I could have refreshed. Okay, it is saved where? Let me ensure to know where it is saved. Okay, it's Excel main exercise sheet. Let me rename it so that we don't get to look for it. I'll save it on the desktop. So I can put the date of today here, or I say day what's happening on trusted saver certificate. Are you processing my screen? Hello?
We can see your screen.
All right. So day 3, I save. Let me minimize this. I save. I've saved on the desktop. Welcome, Alfred. Okay, you see, automatically it has gone to 21 years. All of the ages they have updated to +4. 17 plus 4, 21. This one has gone to +4. So if I bring back the time to a normal, to the date of today, date of today is August 2021, August, and we are on this seat. Okay, okay. And I close. Now it has gone to 2021. If I close this and I come back, this is it. No, day 3, I open. You see it will reset back to -4. That's it. It has gone back to -4. So that is that for year frac function. Then the day function now, you want to know the day from this, you just put an equal sign, you put day, you choose the serial number, which is the date of birth, you put enter. That's the day. The day is 25th. That's it here, 25th, 26th. Then if you want to know the month, now this is the month name, but if I wanted to know the month, I'll just put an equal sign month. I'll come and click here, enter. It gives, you see, it is giving the month in terms of numbers. January is the first month, February is second month, this is November, and so on. You want to know the year, you put equals to the year. You use serial number, this, enter. 2000, 2016, and so on and so forth. And then now, importantly, you want to know the month name. You put an equal sign, you put text. This is a text function. What's the value? This is a value here. You click here. You put the comma. Then what's the text format? I want it to be month is M. I put now my curly bracket, this, as you can see there. That is a quotation marks. I put MMM. Watch at something. If I put 3 M's and I close it, it will give me the short forms of the months. You see, this is it. Short forms of the month is, these are the short forms. Then if I add the 4th M, it will give the full months automatically. And remember, I'm saying it's coming out automatically because I put this on a table. If it's not on a table format like this, table like this, it will not work. You will need to autofill. Then the day here, the day name, I'll just put an equal sign. I'll put again a text. I double click. Value, this is the value. Then a comma. I put D. And then I close the quotation mark. It can be lowercase, it can be uppercase, it will still work. So you are seeing D like that. And then the quarter now. Are we there?
Yes, please. We are with you.
We're still here.
All right. All right. The quarter now here, watch this quarter. The quarter here, I want to show you something. 1 here means January is in quarter 1, right? That's why you're seeing 1. February is in quarter 1 up to March. Is April, nada is quarter 2. Are we seeing?
Yes, we can see. Yes.
Yeah. So to do that, you can either just use a round up function. You put an equals to like that. You put round up like that. What's the number? You come to the cell. I want to look the quarter that this falls on. I'll click on this cell. I'll divide by 3 because a quarter is 3 months. Then I want it to round down to 0 decimal places like that. So I'll take the number, which is the month, the date of birth. I'll divide it by 3 like that. Then I'll round it up to 0 decimal place. Then I'll close it. So we're having there's a problem somewhere. I had to do something here. A second. Okay, that divide by 3. That is round down the date of birth. Divide by 3. I close it. I put a comma. Then why is it not giving? Just a second. Let me see something. The number, this number of digits, 3, then 0. This one is supposed to be inside. Okay, let me confirm. Number of digit 0. Why is it giving but this? Let me check. Just a second, please. Number. It's supposed to give 1, 2, 3. Let me take this out of the table and test the function.
So another thing I wanted to say. Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking that this is our quarter. We should derive it from the months. What do you think? I was thinking that
what?
We quarter from the months. I was thinking that,
Oh, okay, that's true. That's true. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's true.
We want to know where January falls into. Yeah.
This one has to be, we have to derive it from the month, which means we have to have a column. Thank you so much for that. it has to be months here, then the month name, where we have an equal sign, we use the month. Then we click here. That's it. They will come now to quarter here. We'll take now the round down function here. We'll come and click on the month like that, divided by 3, return no decimal place. It will work now. Thank you for that first one. That's it.
Excellent. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're having the January here is in the first quarter. February is first quarter. February. This is April, second quarter, and so on. So you realize that January, February, March is first quarter. May, April, June is second quarter, and so on. So if you put them in quarters, you see this number will align to the quarters. Are we there?
Yes, sir, we are there. But I have a question here.
Yeah.
The American calendar is different from our calendar. Their third quarter is our third quarter is their first quarter.
Our third quarter is their first quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the American program year. American program year. So
their first quarter at September.
No, October to December. October 1 to December.
Yeah, October to December.
November, December. Yeah. That's the first quarter.
That's the first quarter.
Yes.
Yeah. So is it possible to have that quarters here?
All right, let's see. Let's reason this together.
Yeah.
So if first quarter year was
January.
Mm-hmm. All right. So normally, let's try something here. Let's say equals to this. That is the table 1, right? You said the first quarter is supposed to be what?
October to December is quarter 1 for the US, while January to March is quarter 2, April to quarter 3.
January to March is quarter 2.
Yes.
All right. So if we take let's say equals to, we'll take this, just watch, plus 1. Are we getting something?
Okay.
All right. No, wait. It ends in quarter 4, right?
Yes.
Then November has to be quarter 1, right?
Yes. November is quarter 1.
Okay. All right. Just a second.
October, November, December, quarter 1.
Just a second. Let me pick up a call. I'll come back to us, please.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. Hello?
Hey, Charlie.
Where is it?
What happened? It just disappeared from us.
Well, I'm sorry. Just give me, I'll call you back. I'm in class. I'll call you back in 1 hour 30 minutes time.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll call you back. Hi, it's Mozambique. I'll call you back. Okay. All right, sorry for that. Hello?
We are still here.
Okay, now we have to think out of the box here. If we are saying the month of January is actually quarter 2, that means October is quarter 1, right? Because first September, October, November.
Quarter 1.
When you say start in September or start in October, quarter 1. Let's be.
We started in October, November, December. That's quarter 1.
All right, just a second. So if I'm taking equals to, let me see something. Where's the month? This October. I want to try something here. Let me round up. Equals to round down or round up, sorry. The number, this October is supposed to be quarter 1. divided by, if I divide by the same thing, I will have 1. But what if I take 1 divided by 10 is it will not go like that. I want to see a function. We might need to combine 2 functions here to do that. Maybe if we say if this is equal to 1, it should return. Okay, let me see. If January, if this cell is equals to 1, it should return maybe 2 since it's Q2. So we can just do like this. If, but I'll look for a shorter formula later and share with us tomorrow. If this cell is equals to 1, like that, we'll return 2, comma, and then if the same cell is equals to 2, we'll return 3. Yes, like that. Sorry. And then if the cell is equals to 3, we'll return 4. So Q1. So I'm having, if 1 is equals, if the cell is equals to 1, return 2. That is January will become now Q2. Then if the cell is equals to 3, which 3 is normally August. August is Q3. Q3 now will be equals to what are 2? Sorry, 2 now will be equals to what? 3 is okay. And if the cell is equals to 3, will be equals to what? 4. That's good. And if the cell is equals to 4, becomes 1. That's it. So we come again, we put an if sign there. If the same cell is equals to 4, it should return 1. Something like that. Then we close our if. We're having 1, 2, 3, 4. We close it 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we take enter. So that's how it looks like now, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So now, if that being the case, it means that what? It means that automatically this cell will be in existence. Then you can decide to hide it like that, and then you see with your quarters. On your graph, you know that these are the quarters. If you're making a dashboard, you use the label here, develop your quarters. You wanted to say something?
No.
So you see, if I'm changing now this, if this becomes, let me say, January, automatically line 25 will be Q2. This is it. January is Q2 automatically. Are we seeing? Are we together?
We are with you.
We are together.
All right. Then now, at this level now, what happens is we want to have the label. The label means this, where you can have Q1 2016. Are you seeing Q1 2016? You can have this Q1 2017 and so on and so forth. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Now, this label is the label that will appear now perhaps in your dashboard, so much more that you can automatically see a label written Q1 as Q1, Q2 as Q2, just like that.
So to share the sentiments of the US, so the one we want to create, can we create, for example, now, we are going to be starting FY22 Q1. So let's make our October to December to be FY22 Q1, while January to March will be FY22 Q2, while April to June should be FY22 Q3, while July to September will be FY22 Q4. Q4. Yeah.
All right. So now this is, let's assume now these are the
Quarters,
the
yeah.
quarters here, right?
Yes. Yeah.
We can assume that this is quarters America for US.
Yes. Yeah.
Cure, let's just say cure USA, right?
Yeah. Huh?
Because in our context, we don't cure USA, which is the quarter for USA.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's work now on the label. So on this label now, I'll come here and I'll put an equal sign.
Okay.
Like that. So there's no current.
Mm-hmm.
It does here. Let me put this on power safe mode. The crisis of current at times here is annoying. All right. Just a second. Let me come now here. Let me delete the whole of this cell. Okay, now for us to get that, we'll have to put an equal sign. We'll put curly bracket. Remember, I said we want to return text, use curly bracket. We'll put curly bracket like that, quotation mark open. We'll put cure like that. We'll close the quotation mark like that. Then we'll put and, that is ampersand sign, this. Then we'll type this the cell that we want it to pick it from. I want you to pick it from what? From K.
Mm-hmm.
This cell like that is coming to pick. That means it's joining cure and the content in the box of cure one of cure USA, which is the quarter. When we do that, we come now, we put another and sign like that. Then we'll put the same curly bracket now like this. Then we'll separate now, bring in now our delimitator, that is a separator. We want to use an hyphen. They will close again the hyphen. The keyboard is that. We'll click now the year, and the year normally, let me just use the day here. I'll change it to the year function like this. The day here is day, but I'll change it to year. Are we understanding? Let me take it again. The equal sign, this cure here, it will bring a text cure, not a value, a text. It will join it. This and means it's taking a text and something. So it will take the cure and the content in cure label for the same level, which is this cure USA. The content that will be here, it will take cure and that content as one word. Then and now the separator, which is this.
So before you go far, so
yeah,
in that queue, can you help me put FY22 plus that queue? Let's see if it works. Do you want to put FY22?
All right. You mean where?
The first one.
Yeah.
No, the first one. The first queue. That queue.
Okay, this queue.
Yeah, so put FY22 FY22Q.
Quarter.
Q, yeah, Q. Put Q.
FY22.
Q.
Okay, FYQ.
FY22.
Yes, it works.
FY22 Q.
All right, FY22 financial
Q.
year
22 Q. Oh yeah, leave it, yeah.
Q like that.
No, it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to have an hyphen now.
Okay, I get you. I understand.
It doesn't have to
year
have an hyphen.
2020 quarter. That's it now. Financial year 2020 quarter one.
Yeah.
That's it, right?
Yes. And
if I'm doing it like that, that means I will not add this now again there.
Why? Why don't you want to add this one again?
If I'm adding this, it will come /20. It will come / this.
Okay.
So just allow it. You see what happens. Then you understand what I'm trying to say. This Q is taking. We can add those ones later. Let me put enter. You see what happens.
Okay.
Are you see?
Yeah, you know.
Are you seeing what's happening?
Yeah, you said you convert to year.
Yes. So I'll put now equals to. I'll put a year function now here. So sorry.
Escape. Yeah.
I'd already changed something here, but it's no problem. Let me maintain that. equals to, I'm not actually seeing my keyboard, there's no current, that's what I'm straining. So equals to year,
okay.
yeah, equals to year like this. For this day, I'll come and click the value. Want to return here, for instance. I'll click here and I'll press enter. So you see, cure to 2000, quarter two for the year 2000, quarter two year 2016. So I can change, if I'm changing, you're getting it right now, right?
I've gotten.
Yeah. So if I'm changing now this, let's say, let me take 20. Maybe I'm changing. I want to take, I don't want the years to be far off. So you see, quarter two, 2000, it comes in what? This January in 20. So this one is supposed to be now quarter two, 2017, right? Are you getting what I'm saying?
No, this quarter two, 2016, you are very correct.
All right. So now if I was doing the FY thing, you will see that this year now contradict it.
I get you. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Perfectly. Yeah.
Then now you see, originally, if I was working with the other one in here, this one, you see that I will just come and refer but to quarter one. That means if it's now for our own year in Cameroon that I'm putting like that, I'll come and just take this cure. I'll replace the whole of this data here up to this level. I'll replace it with this one and enter. So you see, it is giving now the cure one here because it's coming and picking the one here at that point.
Yeah.
So as I told you, the more you practice, the more you see. It's a question that you ask, and I was just able to fastly innovate ways of converting that to what will suit the context. Are we together?
We are with you. Yeah.
We are with you, sir.
All right. You see, automatically, I always advise, I will always try to put this in table format. You see, whatever thing that is happening here, you see a table format. Whatever thing that happens here, you see a table format. So that is normally that for when it comes to dealing with dates, like the date, using the date function, you can play with it, things like that, extracting days, extracting months, extracting years within maybe a particular date. And remember, I always say that this one is not case sensitive. You can use smaller case letters, you can use larger case letters. If you're using 3 M's, you'll give the short forms like that. And if you're using just 2 M, you will give the month in terms of February being the second month, you give the 2 like that, 02. Are we seeing? Then if you're using just 1 M, it will just give you just like that. So the more you go further increasing the M's like that, it gives, you see, I'm putting this in lowercase and uppercase, but definitely it will still work because it's actually not case sensitive. It doesn't pick uppercase as uppercase and things like that. So are we together?
Yes, we are with you. Thank you.
All right. There's something that I just want to show you guys that that is important. We know. I know we might be going on and off, but the important thing is here is I'm trying to give us knowledge in a way that we can be able to use in several ways. All right, there's something at times you might collect data from people. They do this. Somebody might give spaces like that and type a name. Let me say, type a name here. Well, it's not easy to work without lights. Then somebody might come here and type a name like this. I just want you to show this before I move to the next. And then someone comes and maybe here and type something like this. Let me just say Alfred. Are you seeing that you might be collecting data that is in this format? And at times, if you're collecting data in this format, if you do like this, nothing changes. You can only take the data like that. It forces to the right, but when it comes to the left, what happens? It still gives this order because there's a space here. There's a space here, and there's a space in front here, there's a space behind here. But now you cannot align this data to the left. So there's one function that is important, you know, they call it the trim function. It's used when you want to clean data. If you're cleaning data, you use the trim function. You put an equal sign, and you write trim. You put trim, so like that, this trim. Then you select the text, then you press enter. When you have trimmed here, you can autofill now down. You will bring the other ones. So this trim now, it removes all the blank spaces that are unnecessary. You see now here is a function. It's returning a function. Now, if you want it to have now, you have trimmed it. I want to have it now in normal text, not a function. Remember what I said, you just highlight, you hold your right click, you just move it one step to the right, and you bring it back inside one step, you release. Let me show again. You might not really be seeing what I'm doing. You highlight the whole data like that. It is actually in a formula form, which means it is not text. So want this to be in text. What do? We highlight all like that. We'll come to the edge, having the move icon. You drag your right click mouse as if you're moving the data outside, not left click, right click. You drag it like that. If you had a computer, you could have tried. As if you're moving outside, don't drop it and you bring it back to the same position. But if you want it in this position, it's still good. But if you want it in the original position, what happens? You drag it out and you come back in the same position, you release. When you release, this one pops up another word. Look at the formula in this box. Look at what will happen. You take move as values. Now it has replaced now all the formulas now with the names automatically. That was just an A plus that I wanted us to get it. I saw something here and I wanted to address it because I was seeing these gaps. Though these gaps were centralized, it is not wrong entry. It's just the fact that it is centralized. But I saw that, then realized that it's important you know how to trim data when you're doing data cleaning. So next, I'll move now to the if statements. Here, I'll move to the if statements. This if statement, that is if and nested if, some if, things like that. We'll work on that, then come here, we'll end, I think definitely on today's function, we'll be ending at this level, product if. Now you see why I was telling us that we need to understand the importance of name range. Remember, we created a name range the other time. Maybe not this data set because I might be having similar data set. It is not this data set. So let me take off this, the filter, design, filter off. Now, remember I said to create a name range, we just need to select the data from the beginning. Maybe we use Control Shift down, we select to the end and we select down like that. We come to the formula tab, we come to create selection, we untick left column, we maintain the top rows, we take OK. Now the name ranges has been created. These are the existing. When you select, it goes to the same the particular range. I will start with the sum if function. Sum if function. I'll explain what it does. Then the count if function. And they might have the average if function. Then you might have the count itself, count function. I'm adding some of these things because I know we'll need them. Then we have now the text join function. I want to put so that as we are going there, you just be seeing what happens. Then, yeah, I think basically, okay, text join, some if nested if, things like that. If error function here, if error. I'll be sharing this so that we can practice this as practice files. If error, then the nested if, the nested ifs now, like that. So this is it. Let me take it. Remember what I thought was the right time you double click to just expand. So let me take this way so I can bring in the boxes like that. It doesn't really look nice, though it is end-to-end data now. So I can take it something like that. Oops, it doesn't really, I don't want it to come right up to this way. Let me transpose it down. I paste here and I transpose. So that we'll see everything on one page with alongside this data. I can reduce this. I can take this to the right. I delete. All right. Sorry. I delete. So now I can just say functions here. Oh, basic functions. Then we can take this off. Then I can put this like that. Oh. A second, current is back. Okay. At least we'll go now faster. I was really straining. All right. Then these are the output or outcome. Right, that like that. Now, the next we have maybe the left function, the right function, the mid function. Then we have upper, proper, lower, upper, proper, lower. I will not talk of VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP because that's another, it's a topic that I'm having a table already for it. Now, we'll put the outcomes here, and then you'll see, I'll make some and I'll put the formulas inside so that you see. So these are the formulas here. Formulas. And then I don't know if there's an R on formulas. I don't think so. Then here now is, these are the results. At this end, we'll have the results. So this is now the outcomes. So I can put this like that. So now I'll be hiding as I'm going ahead. So for formulas here first, if you want to put, if I want you want to preview a formula, I will type, and then after I'll put the formula in maybe a formula form that you can see. So for sum if function, what happens? We can have a data set like that, and we want to sum maybe only sales for January using sum if. Then we can still sell. Let me take this down. They will have the other function, sum ifs, now here. And then count if, and then the other function count ifs down here. So that is that. Now, if we want to know that for already this one, these are the nested ifs. This one is the same like this. So don't get it wrong. This nested if can act in average, in sum, and in product, and so on. Nested if just means if an if statement within an if statement, which can be nested if. All right, let's just do it practically so that you see. So the sum if here, the sum if function here is a conditional function where it can come on your data set and it's summing if to find a particular month and things like that. Let me put the months here in a drop down. What we'll be doing drop down, those that don't know drop down, you understand what I'm talking about. So I want just to put this in a drop down, that is from January up to December in a drop down, so that you get you January. Let me autofill down December. All right, I come now up here. Here I can put the drop down for months, data validation list series. Use now the list. We'll come to this place. I want just to put this so that we'll be seeing how we'll be changing the values when things are we're working with it. The other condition I might want to put maybe 2016 and 2017. So I'll put here another one, 2016, 2017. Then I don't know, there's no 2018. I can just put a normal drop down menu there and type it manually. I put 2016, 2017. It will give a drop down automatically there. Is it 2016, 2017? We can just end there for now. We can end there for now. Then we start now what we want to do. Now here, I want to do a sum if function. I say I want to sum, or if maybe this set is January, it should sum the total sales. That's what we want to do. So we'll put equals to, I say sum if, this is it. What is the range and the criteria? The range is what? This is what I'm summing. I'm summing month name. I just put month name. So we already created it. That's the range. Sorry. Sales. I'm summing sales. That's the range. As I just put SA, it will bring sales because it was already created using the name box or the name range. I put sales, then I put a comma. You see, highlight sales automatically. I put a comma. What's the criteria? The criteria is what is up here. What will be selected up here? That is January. Then the sum range. Now, sorry, I've taken a wrong step. This one has to be the month name, like that. Month name. Then the criteria, the sum range is the month name, which is this. And then the criteria here is the text that will be entered here, which will be the month. Then now, lastly, the sum range now will be the sales, like that. Karen has gone back. So look at sum if month name, it will come and take the month name. What's the criteria? One, the month, the sales of the month, and should sum the total sales using the sales column or row. At the end, when you are done, you click on enter. It will give 0 now, because it's giving this because there's no data here. So there's no problem with that. You press enter, it gives 0. So if you come now, you select the month here, January. You select January. What's happened? Just a second, let me see. Range, criteria, sum range. All right, just a second. P12, F4, enter. All right. Let me put this in dollars and I'll explain. Wow. All right, watch again. I said you take a sum if. The range here is the range where that condition lies. This is the range where the condition lies, and the condition is January, that it must be, is the month name, not January. Is the month that we select, that's the condition. Then the next one now is the criteria. The criteria is the month we decide to get the total sales of that month throughout the year. Then the sales now, the sum range now is the amount itself. So the first area, the range talks about the criteria, the region where you want to take maybe your summing database on that particular month. Then the second one that talks on criteria brings now into consideration the name of the month. Then the third one now, which is the range, the sum range now brings now by the sales. So if you take now, you change this month and you take another month here. Let me say September, you see it changes. You take maybe December, it changes. And if I filter, watch, we're having $615 for December. If I filter here and I take, let me use the table and bring back the filters. If I come here and I take just December, here we're having December. If I take December only here, December, okay. This is sale for December, $615. It is hidden this other one because we've used filter. If I change and I take back all, let's change the month. If I take another month, let's say July, the sum of July sales are 1,581. If we filter July from here, we filter July, okay. July, these are 3 month sales. So if we highlight all like that, you see 1,581. So you see automatically that's how the sum if works. Now for sum ifs with S,
yeah.
now
can I interrupt also?
Yeah.
So for this table also, we can create the slicer, right, by month.
Exactly.
All right. Okay.
So for creating a slicer, you just click anywhere within the table. Let me unfilter this. You just bring your slicer. You take month name to be seeing it. You take month name. I don't know, is it? That's all. If you click now, January, now look at something. We might decide to take this table, maybe I might decide to take this table where it will not be disappearing. Let me say if I'm copying this, I'm pasting above here so that it should not disappear or it should not hide like that. Now, if I'm taking January here, and then I come here, you see here is normally July. If I come to July sales that is it, 1,581. If I highlight all the sales, let me take it to the right. I highlight all the sales here, you see it there. If I take April and I change this to April here, it's just a confirmation. April, we're having 1,819. If I highlight like that, you have 1,819, just like that. You take maybe August. August sales is 4,593. And if you highlight all, you have 4,593. So you see slicers, you can use slicers as filters if you wish, and so on and so forth. Are we clear?
Very clear, sir. Thank you.
All right. Then now for the sum ifs now here, you can give multiple criteria. Let me explain. Now I can decide to say sum if Alfred is greater than, like let's say you want to get sum of Alfred sales for maybe a particular, let's say for Q1 sales that happens to be on Wednesdays and happens to be maybe in 2016. That means you put multiple criteria together. All right, let me just come here. I want to add another column here that will demonstrate something nice. I want to add another column here. Let's say this is sex. This is sex. And then I'm adding this color for the purpose of some ifs, because some ifs at times is good to see things like Michael G is male. We don't look at it. Let's not look at the name. I just want to create a situation males and females. Those are males. We can have females here. Female female, not female, since I'm talking to one person. There's no current. That's why. All right, let's just track it down. But please just bear with me. Here you hardly have data except you filtered. I'm just doing for practical purposes. Now, we want a situation where we want to know all sales, all male sales for 2018 and maybe January or maybe H and things like that. Are we getting male sales for a particular year and maybe for a particular month? That's when you use a nested if function where it has multiple criteria. Let me just put this. I don't want us to be working with diverse months. I want just 2 months there. Now I'll come here. I'll put equals to. Remember, I've already taken a drop down. We had another down for year. I think it was supposed to be here. This is it. Let me take this like that. Take this like this. All right. So that everything should be visible on same page. Let me close up this, close up. I'm just double clicking, close up this, or highlight all, and I double click anywhere so that you should close up all the gaps. This one is bigger. It shows there's something somewhere that is making it very big. Watch at the sum if now. Let me separate. Now we're having the years here. Let me choose one so that it should not come and return an error while we are working. I want to sum if maybe all the male sales for August 2019. That's where sum if comes. We can continue even up to the quarter. So here I'll just put an equal sign. Equal sign. I'll put sum ifs with S like that. What's the sum range? Sum range here. Remember, we are summing, the sum range is sales. That's the range, sales. Then the second, where you click on sales, double click on sales, now you put the comma. What is the criteria range? Criteria range means what? The first criteria, I'm talking about month. What is the range of month? It's month names. This is it. Then the second criteria is what? The sex. Sex, I never created a column for sex. Can we remember that a name range of sex? It wasn't created, right? We just inserted sex.
No, we just started it. We didn't create it.
Yeah.
All right. So the fact that we didn't create it, let's select. So the second criteria here is let's say sex. I want male. I could have written male or female here. I'll use this box so that after I'll insert male or female, even this box here, let me use this box. It will return an error because definitely there's no data there. I'll put a comma. And what's the criteria range to is sex, which is this range here. If I'd created the range, I could have just put sex. I'll highlight the range here from here right down to here. That's it, the second range, the second criteria. I put a comma. And what is the criteria? What will be in this box is the criteria. I click there. Then I can put again, if I want to go further, I can put maybe comma. I put criteria range 3. Now might be now what the year, which is what the year falls here as the day. We'll use the day here, though is the year. So put the day function, which is the day as in the name box or in the name range. The day here, we'll click like that. Okay, light is back. We'll put the day, we'll put a comma. What's the criteria? Now this. Are you people getting? Let me take it over. For some if, I'll be taking these are the guides. Here is very easy. Some if you want to have multiple criteria, maybe somebody sells for a particular year, the person must be, for instance, you must be a male. The sales you must have sold in a particular month, January, in a particular year, 2016. Where you have this, you must be a male. The male is here. Then you must have sold in August in 2017. That's the sum if. So it's just like when you are in the hospital, they can say you should get, they want to know the total number of, if you had you are collecting data and maybe somebody has to have severe cough, maybe severe headache, like the full symptoms of COVID-19, then you make a formula that will tell the person, would help you to tell you that this person has COVID-19 for the fact that the person has had all the symptoms. That one now you do now is just like the sum if. You must be able to have this before we know that you have COVID. So for this now, you must be able to be a male. You must have sold in the month of January. Maybe you must have sold in the year in 2017 before you are promoted. It's just like you want to know people's longevity in service and promote them. Things like that, or add salary. Yeah? Somebody's talking?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so the formula now is simple. If I do this, these other ones will be simple. You understand them. That's why I'm taking time here like this. So I said you write a sum if. This is the function. The sum range appears once. Sum range appears once for sum if. Just like count if. The place that you are trying to sum it appears just once, which is the range. And the range is called sales. We've already created a name range. It's called sales. We put a comma. What's the criteria? The criteria is what? We want to sum the months, whatever month that is selected here within this range. So the criteria is what? The criteria here is, the criteria range, sorry, is the range of data that has months. Then tell you the criteria is now the month that we are selecting, which is already on a drop down here. R11, that's it. R11, that's the is it supposed to be R11? No, it's cure 11 here. It's cure 11. Cure 11, which is where, is it cure 11 even? This level is cure 12, right? Cure 12, where we're having the dates here. And then the next criteria range now is this, which is the second criteria you see in the box, criteria 2. What are we summing? We are taking out the sex, the area where we select table sex. This is it, sex. That's the table sex. Then what are we looking in the table sex? The next thing is the criteria. The criteria in the table sex is found in column R11, which will be either male or female. It will be positioned here. We are still to put that. Then when we do that, the last criteria now is now the year. Though the year here we're having the day. We'll change it. I want to have the year will be selected in column R12, which is in this box. So when we are done now like that, we'll close now, we'll do a control enter. It will give an error, 0. Because what? There's nothing here. Are we seeing? Immediately I put a drop down here for male or female. Let me put a drop down list, put male, comma, female. As I click and I change that male or female like that, it doesn't change here. Why? Maybe they are not, there's no sum, there's no criteria that meets that that condition that meets the criteria. That's why you're having 0. So if I take let's take one criteria here, something like male, okay, January, okay, 2016. So if I come here and I put January, I will just take a criteria that is feasible for you to see what is happening. January and then 2016. That's it. So these are the sales of January, the sales for all January for guys that were male in the month of January 2016. These are their sum. And if you want to prove that, look at something. Let me bring the headers. Let's select only male here first. Okay. Select only January here. January here. Then select only 2016 here. Like that. Okay. So if I highlight this, I'm having 1,533. And that is what is supposed to be there. This is sum if say. Don't look at this. It's not this. It's 1,533. Let me unhide back everything. Let me unhide everything. Unhide everything. and we can leave male because this is it, 1,533. So as I said, it's always good. You just have, in the back of your mind that the what you're summing appears only first. Then the next thing that comes is the range and the criteria, where the range is this, and then the criteria is what you are summing from this. Assuming it's male, the range might be, okay, the range might be the whole of this. Let me change this to months, and then next, this month to automatically. All right, let me remove this now. All right, this is what I'm saying. The first thing is your sum if. The sum range is what you are summing. It appears once and is the first thing you're entering, which is the sales. Then the next things now are the criteria. Where the criteria, when they talk of criteria range, it's a range of the condition. Maybe this is a range that has sex. And the third one is the sex that you want to determine, which is this. Then the next criteria again, now we are talking about table. The first one was name, the second one was sex. Then the third one now is the day. And in the day here, normally it's supposed to be month. We just change it to month. In the day, what's happening? The criteria range is day. And in that day, what are we trying to get? Though it's months here. In the month, we are trying to get what will appear in cell R12, which is the year. Because we are talking about the year here. Sorry, this is even year. Then this is the criteria here, R12, which is what you select here that determines that. So this is normally the year here, not months. Thank you. Like that. Then the month, that's how it's supposed to be. Let me put this like that. So I don't know if that is clear with us.
It's very clear.
All right, for count if now, we must have data. We just the criteria, we put equals to put count if this. What is the range? I want to count just sex, number of male and female. So I'll put, let me just create a header, a range for sex. I don't like to be highlighting. This is sex. Enter. Then this is year. I'll edit this. You see, it's showing day, but to edit it, I'll just come. I'll look where I'm having day. Day is on Z alphabetically. This is it. I'll click on edit. I'll put the name here and I'll change and I'll put to year and I'll take OK. So that name, then I close. That name range has been changed to year. So now if I come here and I put an equals to, I say count if, this is it. The range, I can just put sex. Okay, sex is the range. And remember, what you see in something like a table like that, it means it's a name range. But if you see that fx, it's a function. These are functions, and these are name ranges that have been created. So I want to count if the sex, that's the range. What's the criteria? What we select here. Then I press enter. So it's counting if it is male, it will return what you have, the number of males there. And if it's female, it will return the number of females. So if I come here and I change this to female, you see it changes to 27. And I change to male, it changes to 19. Just like that. If you decide to change, maybe you want to count, but if maybe the number of months, you will only come to this sex now here. You want to count number of how many February's appears, how many things like that, number of sales in February, number of sales in March, and so on. We'll change this sex now but to what we have here, from sex to month name. So we'll type a month name here, which is this. Then what is now the criteria? Criteria is what is selected here for the month. So to come now, we'll take this. They will enter. So there are 6 Januaries. If I'm changing here, there are 4 Aprils. I'm changing like that. No September. There's no September. Is it true? October. Is it true that there's no October? Let's confirm.
Yeah, we can confirm true.
Okay. There's no October. Are you seeing? Look.
Yes.
There's no sale for October. So let's just put October. Let me put October. You see, this will change to 1. Let me just put October here. October, any month, it changes to 1 automatically. So that's what a count if does. Then a count if again is just like the sum if now, but it is counting the numbers. So you can just take this now for the count ifs. You can take something like this. You copy all of this. It's an example. I come here. I come and paste here for count ifs. I paste here. Then I change this sum if now to count ifs. Like that. Enter. They say you've entered too many arguments. Let's see. Criteria. Okay, count ifs here now. It changes. The order changes. It starts with the criteria range. Now it will be more of the equation. Criteria range. Remember, it is a range, and it is counting, not counting sales. It will rather not. It will rather take off this. Maybe criteria range is month. What was the criteria? The month that will be entered here. That's it. Pure this date. Pure 12. Then the next criteria range can be sex, which is this. So I can change now this, since the name is already created, I can change it to sex like that. This is it. That's criteria range to sex. Then what was the criteria? The sex that appears here is the criteria. R11. Then you can continue like that. The next criteria can be the year. And the year here is what? 2016. I don't know if, yes, that's a year. 2016 was already created. And then the criteria for the year is what appears here. So now if you take enter, it gives you 1. So it is telling you that for October 2016, only one male appears. So if I change now this, there will be no female. I think I just feel October. So if I change the month here and I take something else, 4, let me take something else, 3. So this count if there's nothing, let's try here, 2. So it is giving you the count of persons now, not more the sum. So that was it. So for average if is just the same. The only thing it changes is the function from count if to average if. The main thing is for you to understand the dynamics, that how to go about understanding this. Now average, you see here, average, you can average 2 numbers like that. Then as well as if you're using the average if like that, you take the range. The range is always like that selection of a role. That's a range. The criteria is always, let me see, the range here is sex. If we are talking about average, we cannot average what? We can average the sales. If it's sales, now like that, the criteria is the second. What is the criteria of sales? Maybe you want to average sales in a particular year. So the criteria of sales, you choose now maybe the year that appears, maybe 20, that is November, which is pure 12. Then the average range now here is now the range that you'll be developing the average. The first one is the range, which has to be, let me take it off. The first one, the range here is we're talking about months, so it has to be months here. Then the second one is after the month like that, you put comma. The second one is the criteria. The criteria is what is entered here. Then the third one is the average range, which is the sales. Like that, let's enter. Diff error. It means, remember, average is always the sum of something divided by, it is possible to have an error. If you take something and divide by 0, you can have an error, things like that. But let's look again. The first thing is the range. The range of things that you want to give an average on. The criteria, the range here is the month. The criteria here is what is put here in month. And then the average range now is the sales. So it's giving an error. Let's change this date here. If it doesn't work, then that means I've reversed this. And then here, months. That means what I was doing at first, it still fails. What can be the problem? The range, the criteria, the average range. Let me see. Hello? Are we there?
Yeah, we are with you. Yes. Yes, we are with you.
Who can see the problem of the average? What can be the problem for average ifs? Average if. Is giving a diff error.
Divided by 0. So 0, if a number is divided by 0, it is always brings error. See?
Yeah. But why should, if we want to look at this December, let me take for instance, the sales, if we are to average sales for, okay, I've understood that what the problem could be. If we are taking sales for, let me say, a particular month, because we are taking three criteria here. The sales for the criteria here is December. That is the sales for December. And then here is the month. That's the criteria range. Is the month. Here is the range, which is this sales criteria, what is selected here, then average range. All right, let me see sales. Diff error. There's a problem. We'll not really waste time on this. I'll see why is giving this in the class maybe tomorrow. While we are here, let me just use the advantage to handle a diff error, right?
We are taking notes here.
Yeah. So for count function is easy. You just take count. You can select a number of items, enter. It just counts maybe sorry, I've selected count F, this through this. This is supposed to be counter. Count will rather be this. So for count function, it retains the values. While for counter function, it retains text. If I'm putting equals to counter like that, and I select like this, enter, it retains text. Are we understanding? So you cannot count text. You can count numbers. Like this, if you're using a count function, it works with numbers. This is a count. You see, it works with numbers 5, 6, and so on. Then a counter works now with text, like that. So if you're counting number of mail, you have to use the counter function, not a count function. That's just what I wanted to say. Then for text join, this is very, very important. We can have a situation where we have want to join, let me say, data, the whole of data from here up to this level, want to join it on one cell. That's where we use the text join. If you don't have Office, I think Office 2016 upward, you will not, this function will not work. So here for the text join function, you just put equals to, just watch and see what happens. I'll just do it just for 2 cells, and then we can do it for other cells. You see, you put text join, this is it. Delimiter here, this delimiter here, it's actually the separator that you'll be joining. Like you can have first name, comma, last name, comma, date of birth, comma, as you usually have in data set, things like this. Let me show you what I'm talking about. All right, are you seeing this? These are delimiters. These hyphens. These ones are separators. In some data set, you see the commas. You might see but something like this. This one, the delimiter is a space. That's what I'm trying to say. What separate denier of humanitarian access between each other is space. So what appears here is the delimiter. That's just what I'm saying. Why the separator here is the delimiter is a hyphen. So that's just that. Let me come back. So when you put the text join, you put your delimiter here. You need to put some. You start it with what? With a curly bracket like that. That is an open quotation mark. Maybe we want a delimiter to be a comma. We'll close it again with that. This what will be separating the text. When we are done, we put a comma. Now we ignore empty spaces. Yes, we don't want empty spaces. We use true. We double click on it. We put the comma. Then text one. Maybe I want to join. We are at this level here. I want to join this one. I put a comma with this one. I put a comma with this. I put a comma with this. I put a comma and maybe
hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you just join the day and dates so that we know that is Wednesday, 13th January 2016.
All right.
You know.
Let me take it off.
Yeah. Just
understand.
Day and.
So you want me to join
dates?
The
yeah.
day? Where's the day?
That's day name. Yeah. Day name.
Where's the day? Yeah. Okay, maybe Friday.
Mm-hmm.
I want to use this level so that Friday or Tuesday, comma, day, month, April, comma, and the year. Like that, right? Enter. Tuesday, April 2014. You say it does it. Let me expand. This is it. Tuesday, April 2014. So if you are joining by the whole text, when you are already at through here, where you have to join the text one, text two, text three, if it's the range, you might just select the range like that. Then you press enter. You see, it has joined everything here. Let me take this now on text for you to see. I drag it, I right click and drag it, right click and drag it. At this level, I release and I take copy as values. So if I expand now this here and I scroll to the right, you will see everything. This is it. It brings the person's name, the amount sold, the date here. The date is actually given in text. It's not in text. Then I don't know, 5 is the H or what, the mail, the year, the date, things like that. It has joined everything. Quarter 1, quarter 3, 2, 3. It's just merging the cells from what we have here. That's it. It's just like you having first name, last name, and things like that. You can join them together. Like you have Kenga and you have Charles, like my names. If I use a text join function here, I can put equals to a text join. Delimiter, I might just use a space like that. I don't put anything within. So that I should do nothing here, like a comma, nothing, just a space. Open comma, space. If I close it like that, there's no difference between this and no delimiter. So this is a space, and maybe I want to ignore, sorry, I want to ignore, when I'm done with the delimiter, I want to ignore spaces. Here, I put comma, here, I take true, and then the text that I want to join, text 1 and 2, I can just highlight like that. You see, it gives the names we separated with comma. If I decide to make this larger, it will also be larger there. That's it, like that. So the separator here is what determines what's in that gap. Then look at something, watch at something carefully. Look, if I put Kenga, Charles, Kenga, like that, watch, maybe I put Alfred, I can just say Denise, though there are 2 English names. I just want to see something. I put maybe Mark Bright. Look at what happens. We are having names. You can be having first name, second name, last name. people are having just first name and last name. Is just for you to understand what I'm trying to say here. The names are not consistent. We are having spaces here. Are we seeing? Now, if we are doing a text join function here, look what happens. If you put an equals to, you put text join. You come, you take the delimiter. We want just an empty space. We put a comma. We ignore empty cells. You use that one. It will not read places that are empty. You will just ignore them. We'll put a comma. They will select this through this. I will put enter. You see, it has given these names Kenga, Charles Kenga, like this. If I autofill it down, you see this one, Dennis Alfred McBride. You see this space here that was there, it has ignored the space and produced this. At this level now, I can highlight, I come to my H, I right click, I drag, I move inside. Maybe I take it somewhere else and I drop and I take copy as values. It has brought now my full names here now from 3 separate names with some having spaces to full names without spaces. Are we seeing? Hello?
Yeah, we are with you. Yeah.
Yeah. So
We are with you, Charlie.
yeah, so that's text join function. Then you can also, those that are not having text join, for those that are having lower version of Excel, you use the concatenate, because concatenate is also in the lower version of Excel. If you don't have, but at the end, I will share with you a link where if you have internet, I've hosted 2019 with a crack online. You can download. If you don't know how to install, I can install I can install for you right in Cameroon. I can run the installation. I can use, you can be online. I'm online here in Cameroon and I install the software in your machine if you want. But you need to download it first. Then I do the installation and I crack it to the full version using a crack. So if I'm using now the concatenate function, if you don't have a text join, for those that are having lower version, equal sign, you put concatenate, which is this. You double click. Text one is this, like that. I want to concatenate text one. I put a comma. I put this. You already know that. Text two, this. I put a comma. You see, it's moving from here to here. Be watching. Text one is what? Text one is this. It is in blue. Text two is a space. Because I want it to separate. Text three is the middle name. Text four here should be a space. So when I'm done with the middle name here, I put another space. I put a comma. Then text, the last text now is this. When I'm done now, I press enter. You see, it brings my name again in that order using the concatenate. If I'm auto-filling like that, you see this one to come automatically. Are we seeing?
Yes, please.
So for those that are not having that version, you have to use this function. You follow the video, use this function and this method where you'll be separating, you will be using spaces as text in your work. Then all of these nested ifs are these things that I was doing here. What nested if means, you can use sum, count, average, things like that in multiple ways, like if within ifs. Then also a nested if function, you can use grading. If we'll go to this one, where you are grading things. Now watch, if we are grading, let me say, let me just go to where I'm having a grading sheet. All right, if I'm grading, supposed to grade maybe marks here, outcome, I can have there's another. Okay, this is it. The grading sheet here. Let me take, you're saying I want to grade something here. Let me take off this data. Like in schools, when they want to grade CAs, if somebody is having 80 and above, the person has an A grade. That's where you use as well a nested if. So for instance, we are having these marks for science, maths, English, social science. Let me just put here average. It doesn't make sense, but or let me say the CA marks. This can be a CA mark, and this an exam mark. Exam mark. Then here can be the total, like that, where you take the CA plus the exam, the average of the two. Let me take off this, and let me say this is now this. I can delete this. This is the outcome. The person has passed or the person has failed, things like that. So for the average already, we can just highlight like that, leaving one cell open like that. We come to the end here, we take average. This is the average mark, which is automatically appears. If 11, definitely that mark will fail because it's 11 plus 62, which is about 78 divided by 2 is about 30 something. So this one is should be having fractions. That's it, 36.5. So 11 plus 62 should be 73 divided by 2, 32.5. So now let me just put it back this to a, let's leave it that way. So now we want to grade. We can say maybe A grades are people scoring that have scored above 80, B grade are people that have scored above 70s, things like that. So the first thing you need to do is we'll have to do a nested if here. That's what we need to do. We need to do a nested if here. So by so doing, we'll put an equal sign. We'll put if. We open the bracket. If this cell here is less than, for instance, C, comma, what happens? The person has failed. F. You come and click there. You tag it with F4. You freeze it. It should not move. Remember, I taught absolute reference because this cell is not supposed to move here, but this one should be moving down. So you don't need to touch anything here. It will be moving down. You put comma. If again, the same cell, which is D3 is let's say greater than 50. What happens? The person has C plus or C. It's an example. You fix it, you put a comma. If the person has, that is the D3 again, is greater than 60, what happens? The person has C plus. You fix it, you put the comma. If D3 is greater than, let's say 70, what happened? The person has B. You fix it, comma. If D3 is greater than, let's say 75, what happens? The person has B plus. You fix it. And lastly, if the D3 is greater than 8, is greater than or equals to now 80, or just say greater than 79, because 79 is not greater than itself, greater than 79, which 80 will be greater than 79. But what if the person has 79.99? That's a problem. So it should be greater than or equals to 80, comma, the person has an A grade. You fix it. So how many ifs are there? You can just count number of the cells that we have dealt with here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6. So you close it 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And remember, if the last curly bracket is not black, then there's a problem. You press enter. So this person has an F. It's a fail. It's less than 50. If I drag it down, you see this person has failed. This person has failed. This person has C. This one has failed. This one has C. This one has, I think this one, I don't know. C here has to be, what was the range of C? C.
I was confused when you were setting the criteria. So I think there should be a range. Maybe.
No. Let me explain something.
Okay.
There's no range here. If I'm taking the first criteria, if I say greater than 50, the second criteria greater than 60, it automatically knows that what there's a criteria that is greater than 60. The first criteria or greater than 50 will end in 59.99. Are you understanding?
Okay.
Yes, it will not enter. Okay,
But
let's
you know,
try to check
but do
something.
you know what have happened here? Okay. So what has now
Let's try to check.
you only obeyed the first criteria of greater than 50, and it didn't obey the other ones. It didn't obey greater than 60, greater
Yeah,
yeah. So
yeah. I'm getting you. That's what I want to track.
yes, sir. Yeah.
The first, yeah, just wait. This is less than 50, right?
Mm-hmm.
F. I returns F. And then if D3 is greater than 50 now, it returns this D3. If it's greater than 50, it returns C. And if it's greater than 6, it returns F. Okay, let me see. Wait, let me take off this and see something. Just a second, let me use this cell. Just a second. If this nested if this is, let's say, less than, okay, let's watch. If it's less than 80,
Okay.
let me start from the beginning, from high to low. If it's less than, no, less than 50, sorry, less than 50, it should return F. I fix it. It should return F. I fix it, comma. Then if the same cell is less than 50, 60, sorry, right?
Yes.
I return C. If the same cell, wait, okay, if I've not opened the bracket, if the same cell is less than 70, yeah, I
Yes, sir.
return, wait, less than 60, I return C, less than 70, I return C.
C plus.
Let's just say C plus.
Yes, C plus.
It's an example. No, this is 65.
Greater than 70. C plus will be greater than 70.
C plus will be greater than 70.
Yeah, no.
Are you supposing
No, I know what
C
Charles
plus
is
will be
doing.
greater than 70?
No, Charles is doing a reverse of what he did the first time. Let's see.
I'm doing the reverse.
You are doing the reverse of what you did the other time.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
So if D3 is less than 70 now, we should return
B.
value if true B.
Yes.
We'll fix it.
Yeah.
And if D3 is less than 75, right?
Yes, please.
No, or less than 80.
Okay, yeah.
Then
80.
yes, less than 80.
You are very correct. Yeah.
It should return B plus. Fix it. Then else it should return 80. It should return this for else. Just a second. All right, sorry, if the last if, sorry, the same cell is less than 100, right?
Yeah.
Marks don't exceed 100. So what if somebody has 100 on 100? So it's less than or equals to, right?
100. Yeah.
100. it should return A.
A, yeah.
I fix it.
Mm-hmm.
So F.
Okay.
It's okay now, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yes. So it should be the other.
So this person is less than 50. The person has failed.
Mm-hmm.
This person is less than 50. Failed.
Yeah.
This person has C plus. Failed.
Mm-hmm.
You have B plus, A, F,
Yeah.
C plus, and F. So immediately, if this one has 100 here and has 100 here, the person has A because it's 100 is equals to 100.
Yes, I agree with you.
That's it, right?
No.
Then now, as well, you can use the normal if now.
Wait.
Hello?
Okay, yeah, you are very correct. Yeah. I wanted to look at org. So this one has 82.5% and is A. Yes, correct. Excellent.
Yeah. So now, if you're putting this, you can now just say equals to again. If this cell now, if you wanted just a single criteria, if this cell is less than 50, what happens? Comma, less than 50, sorry, less than 50. What happens? The person has passed, failed, right? Else, the person has passed. Like that. So if it's less than 50, the person has failed, S is passed. But if it's greater than 50, the person has passed, S is failed. So it's the other way around as well. So if I press enter, this person has failed. And if I drag down, you see failed, passed, failed, passed, failed, passed, failed. So this could be the status in terms of promotion, pass and fail, and this could be the grade in terms of performances. Then at this level now, you see the application as it's changing. So now if I take now this and I sort now these marks in terms of hierarchy, you will see now it will just be what? I'll come to my table, I highlight, I come to sort and filter, I take custom sort, I ensure that they have headers, and I take total here. Then I sort the total from largest to smallest. I take OK. You see, we already know that this is the first in the class, second, third, and this is the last. And in terms of pass, all of these ones are passed, these ones are failed. But again, in terms of pass, this performance are in terms of merit. So you see how it comes. So you can apply the things that we've done, mostly including this one, to maybe develop other things. Are we seeing?
Yeah, we are following, Charlie.
Yeah. So next, that was nested if, as I was saying. Next, we'll be working on the left function. The left function here is just a function that it searches within a text. You can search within a text to pick maybe 3 digits or number of digits that you decide. Let me say if I put a left equals to left like that. Now the text here is, I can decide to come to October here or to September. I click on the text, September. I put a comma, number of characters, 3. It means it's searching 3 characters from the left. That's why you are having step. For right, if you put equals to right, like that, you say, come here, you click here, number of characters, you put 3, enter. It gives day, because here Wednesday, that gives this cell, it will give it ARY. So if you increase the number of characters here, you put 5, you increase to give the 5 character as well. If you put 5 here, it will give you set. So most of this left and right function, when we are dealing with case code, either in case management, if you're working with health, you want to register patients, giving them case code, you can develop case code from their names. For instance, if you want to have a case code from this name and maybe their date of birth, we can use a function like this. We say equals to put left. It's an example. Let me shift it like that. to the right, so that you see it from up, how it develops case code. So I can say I want to get a case code for cases. Assuming this were patients in the hospital, I can put an equal sign. I put left. When I put left, the text there is what? I come and select maybe this. I put equals to maybe number of characters I want to return 2, like that, comma. Then I put again another maybe right function. What do I want to return in the right function? I want to return maybe place of birth, assuming that January was place of birth, and I'll come to the place of birth. I want to return just the first 2 characters. I put again a comma, and maybe I give a space like that, and I'll add something like the person's age at this end, like that, the content there. What happens now? I need to close. How many brackets were open? 1, 2. So I'll close with 2 brackets. 1, 2. Enter. There's a problem. Left these 2. All right. I have to close this one here. Sorry about that. Then comma. After the bracket, I put a comma. Then write that 2. Then I close it here. I put a comma and I put a space, and maybe I put a space and I add the tip. Now is this. So this third one again can be nothing. I can just return nothing. Then here now I need to close. How many times? This one opens and it closes here. This one opens and it closes here. Then this table now here, I can put, just a second, I put maybe a right function again here. And then maybe I come to the text, I take H, though normally the H will return nothing because the number is already there. I return 1 like that, then I close. So you see, it has closed. I've opened here, close here. I'll take another right function, open here, close here, take another right function, open here, close here. Why is it refusing? Who can look at it and tell what can be the problem?
I think you should close one more time, right? I was thinking you should close it one more time. That other time.
To close one more time?
Yeah. If you leave it like this, it will run.
This one opens here and closes here.
Okay.
Then this one opens here and closes here. Just a second, please, just a second. Let me verify something. Some of this function, when you don't use it for long, you tend to code simple things, very simple things, and it's as if there's a problem. Just a second.
So I was wondering, why are you using the 2 functions together?
Just a second.
Because if you use the functions together, that means,
all right,
you need to.
This is a function when I was developing.
Okay.
Okay, you see, upper. All right, I get it. That's true. That's true. I had to use right, then use maybe a join function to bring the 2 of them. You're seeing here is a upper function. Though, let me unhide so that you see what's happening within. So here we concatenate. There are texts here that are hidden. The main text that that has the right and the left on height. All right. Then here, then again, we are having text somewhere again. Okay, upper mid C1222. You see, the issue is that we're joining we're having a right function within a right function. That's true. The two functions within. This upper doesn't matter. If I remove upper, it will still work. If I just take a mid function, it will work. But the problem is now is when you're having upper, it means that upper means you want to convert this to uppercase. That's just it. You want to convert to uppercase. Let me go back to our text. So that's it for the right and left function. Then the mid function too. If you use a mid function, you put an equal sign, you put mid. Then your text now, we can take, let me say a text like, let me say this, like this, dinner, then comma, the start number. Maybe I want to start with 2, end with number of character, maybe 3. These names are having, let me change the reference to have more characters like this. So you are seeing we are taking the mid, for the mid function, we are taking a text, which the text is this. We are going to the midpoint of that text. We are taking a start number, which is start number is the number that we've counted from the midpoint, and then want to return a number of numbers. So if you come here on this on the text here, you see that the midpoint, three numbers from the midpoint is this NAS. From this, the midpoint is T. So if you take 3 numbers from the T, it will come to N. Then it will count 2 spaces, 1, 2. Let me maximize it so that you really understand what I'm saying here. You see, it retains a NAS here. If I come back here, this is the NAS at this point. And for the mid, it takes the 2 here is the start number from the midpoint. Then it counts 3 numbers, 3 points to the left, or 3 characters to the left. Most of these things is hardly applicable apart from if you are developing case code and things like that. So it takes from the midpoint, which is A, it counts 3 numbers from to the left. You see 1, 2, 3, it represents now. So if I change this and put 2, if I come here and I put, maybe it should return 4 numbers, you see it will bring out the T, the NAST, which is the 4th number here. And if it's 5, it will bring NASTA, just like that. But it's that is really rarely used. At times they mostly use the right and the left function, things like that. Then for upper function is
Charles.
One of the, yes.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. So from the data you have given us now, I'm actually seeing the usefulness of the left, the right, and the mid function. For example, if you look at your data in Q label 2.
Yeah.
So if there's an array of data and what you have is Q1 2016, and you were not given how it was derived from the date, and you need to do a dashboard according to quarter. So you can use the left to bring out the Q1.
Yeah.
From all.
Yeah, if you use the left.
Yeah, you can use to bring out the Q1.
The left like that.
Yes.
Then maybe we'll come here, we'll return 2. It will bring Q.
Yeah.
Like that.
Excellent. So
if it's right,
you can use the right to bring out the year.
The year, I'll return 4 digits.
Yes. Excellent. So for the mid, if you need the month from the date of birth, you can use to the date of birth out.
Exactly.
Sorry, the month.
So you see how this when as we are working, as you're thinking in diverse ways, you always see how these things can be applied in several ways. It's just like even the upper, you might be working with data, then people are submitting their data like this. Somebody is giving this in uppercase, another person sends in lowercase, somebody sends in mixed case. But you want your data set to be unique. That's when you use upper, lower, and proper and lower. Depending on what you want. If I want to get this in uppercase, I put equals to upper like that, and I click here, it will return it in uppercase. If I want to get this in proper, it means the first letter is uppercase, the other letter smaller numbers. So I put proper like that. Then I come and click here. That's it. You see the first letter is capital P. And if I want in lowercase, I'll put lower. I'll come and click here, enter, lower. So you see at times, okay, let's look for something like this name, some function. Put it in proper. You see, if you put equals to proper, no, let me use this cell that is here, equals to proper. I come and click here, enter. You see, it has given sum if. The sum if the first letter is capital F, the rest are small, and then the first letter of the second is capital F, the rest are small. So if it was lower, you put equals to lower like that. You click everything, there will be lowercase, as well as if it's upper. So if you're having a data set that people are actually giving different forms of reporting, and some are reporting uppercase and lowercase, and you don't need to be going through manually to be changing it. You just use an upper function, lower function, or proper, depending on what you want. And then at the end of the day, when you've done like that, you just use the right click, you take it off, you bring it back, you release, I take copy as values. You see, it will replace this. And remember, you can replace a formula within a specific text. For instance, if I put here, if they reported, let me just say, for instance, these were people's report, they had this. It's an example. And then another people, they came and they were giving me this. Just watch. Let's assume that these are names of people. Another people were giving me this. Now, you see, though this one is lowercase, let me use something like, oops, we don't even have, okay, like this. Assuming that these were names of people, like that, you see that your data is inconsistent in terms of the way it's being arranged. Some are uppercase, some are lowercase. So you can replace this data with this same data without going to another cell. How do you do that? You just come, you put proper here, proper. This is it. You click here, enter. If it was on a table, all of this will fill. But for the fact that it's not on a table, you need to drag down, or you just double click here. It will fill the other ones. When it fills these ones, you come now to your right like that to the move icon. You drag it now, come and replace back your data. As you release, you say move. They say copy here as values. Are you seeing? Then copy here as format, and so on. So now at that level, you just use this one. You see, it has replaced that data with the values. From here now, you can take off this. Here now, these are normal formulas, and they are in the order that you want it. Are we seeing?
Yes, it's beautiful, Shelley. I have a question here.
Yeah.
At one point, I tried to create the client code. The client code, I wanted to do it in this way. The three first letters of the client's name, then the three serial numbers, like I give it three numbers, serial numbers from 001 up to 0099 or something like that. Yeah. How can I do this given these names?
This is it, right? This is what you're talking about, right? These are the client codes. Let's say the names here, we are assuming that January is a name of people up to this level. These are the names. The serial number 001. Remember, if you put 001, it will give 1. But to have that, you always need to come and take, you can use number of text. So that we put 001, it gives 001. Are we seeing? But here, always try to, always try to, let me come back. Always try to okay, always try always to have 1, 2 like that. Are we seeing? Are you seeing? Yes. When you have this, look at how some application we are doing them. We drag down like that. We are having this. Now there are times that you might have, assuming you have had 1,000 cells that goes down like that to 1,000. Will you be putting 001 00 in text format? Let me use text, because if you use number like that 001, you always be like that. Are we seeing? But if you wanted the case this thing to be this, you have to use text. So imagine that you are putting text like that, and then for text, if you autofill down, you see how it goes. Are you seeing? Now it will be different from this, which what you want. So always put the text and you autofill. Let me bring it this way and take off this. And then if you're summing this, it will not work. Thank God you're bringing some questions that make sense. If I take equals to I'm summing this through this, it will not work. Are you seeing? It's showing 0. Do you know why?
Yeah.
Because it's text.
Because of the format.
Yes. So now if I take this to the right like that, and I come here, I highlight and I take convert to numbers. Now if I sum here now, it will work.
Yeah.
That's it. So most of the times you download data and you are maybe summing and things are like this are happening. You don't know what's happening. That's normally what happens. All right, fair, right? That is in this and this, right?
Yeah.
Using the first 2 letters.
First 3 letters.
Yeah. So by so doing, we'll use a left function. We can say equals to, we say concatenate, right? We'll put left. The text, we'll put comma, we'll return 3 digits. Are we there? Then we'll put a space.
Yeah.
We'll return 3 digits that like, we'll close it to end the concatenate. We'll put a comma, we'll put, it depends. If we want it to join that one without a space, that should be JAN001. Then we'll add the text now, which is this text, meaning concatenate is the function. The text here is we are using a left function. What happens to, what do we want the left function to do? It should take the context, the text in C3, that is it, and take 3 letters from the left, which is JAN. Then when we take the 3 letters from the left, we'll close the text now is we can just decide to do like that without even adding that curly bracket. I think it will still work.
No,
that is that. Are you seeing?
No. Before the formula, we can do hopper to make January to be capital letter.
Okay, yes, it's the same. Yeah. So if here we can concatenate, we take upper before the left, we come inside the left function, we put upper, and inside the upper, the text here is the concatenate, is the left, the left function. That's the upper function that we're using now. You are seeing upper text. The text is, we'll take now the 3 letters of the left for this text and return and add to what we have in this cell. Let me close it. Let me come back here. We are having, the first thing is concatenate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oops. Concatenate. Then the first text, we are taking upper left. Upper left. Upper means that what? We are making the text of this one, this C3. They will make the text upper case.
Charles,
this thing from the left.
Charles,
yeah. Yes.
If I would do this thing, I would have retained the normal formula of concatenate, but I will put upper for concatenate. If I was to do it, I would retain it the way you did it, but I will not put upper
And
Okay, let's try two ways.
okay,
Okay, upper,
yes. Then open,
concatenate,
then do concatenate.
text, this.
Yes. Yes.
No text, left,
Left, yeah.
this.
3.
Then 3.
Then
what? Yeah, that's true.
close the brackets.
This.
Yeah, okay. So yeah.
No, something is missing. We have to close this bracket twice.
Yeah. No, okay. No.
Wait, just a second.
After 3, we
Why
need
is it open?
bracket after 3.
Wait. Okay, thank you. After 3, we close the bracket here.
Yes.
Then the second text now is this. We take off this bracket. So we are close. We're having 1, 2 bracket, 1, 2, 3. It's okay now.
Yeah.
All right. If we autofill,
then okay.
and if we decided to put even
hyphen.
this,
Yeah.
it will still work.
It will work. Yes.
That's a space where in this space now you can decide to use this.
Yes. Excellent. Great.
It gives something like this.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's true, because upper here takes everything that is in concatenate to make it upper.
Yes.
As if you take proper here, it will work as proper.
I agree with you. Yeah.
Like that.
Yes.
They autofill, it gives proper.
Another question here, Charlie.
Yeah.
In Botswana here, we have our ID number. Our ID number is 9 digits. And in that 9 digits, the 5th number is either a 1 or a 2. A 1 represents male, and the 2 represent the female. So at times I'm given the ID number and I'm supposed to tell if that ID number belongs to a male or a female. I can tell that looking at the 5th number, but if I have data of maybe with 3,000, how can I pick that with Excel very quickly?
All right, let's do it this way. We have let's say we have a number. I will not do 9 numbers. Let's just try few numbers, right? Let me say CMR. He says is Zimbabwe.
Botswana.
Okay, let's say B.
Botswana.
Like that, right? Let's just put like that.
No, it's just numbers.
Okay, numbers. Like this?
Numbers. Yeah,
something like this.
Yeah, that numbers. Yes.
Then maybe you have another one, like let's say we are returning here 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4th number 1 can be a male. Is that so?
Yeah, let's use the 4th number. It's still fine. It's still fine. But as here, the 5th number should be a gender digit, 1 or 2.
Let's see something.
Yeah, that one is still fine. We can still use 4.
Okay, that maybe 1. The 4th number here is if it's 1 is male, if it's 2 is female.
It's a male.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, let's see something. Let's use the mid function here. Right? The text this want to return 4, no 2. 2. And then number of numbers 2. No, number of numbers 1. So 6. Are you seeing something?
Yeah, I'm seeing. Yeah.
Are you okay now?
Yeah.
So you are seeing here now that 1 and 2 are at around the mid. The midpoint is for the text G4. Are we seeing here?
Yeah.
Let me come back. Look at something. The text is
Mhm.
opening. The text here is on this column G4. Are you seeing?
Yeah.
Are you seeing here? That's the text. For mid function, that's the text. The start number here is, we are starting this, at the fourth position. Which fourth position here is 1? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Charles.
Yes.
But in Botswana, it said is the 5th position. So I think we should just move.
No, but it's
Okay.
still fine. It's
still
still
fine.
fine. I understand
Okay.
that.
You are getting the logic.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah, whether
great.
it's 4 or 5, it's 5. Yeah, I just wanted
All
the
right.
logic.
Okay.
That's it. Wait. Then I come now here.
5.
I'll
Yeah.
need to change. I'll
That
need
4
to
to
change.
5.
Yes, 4 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Then I fill now down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now I'm having now this. Let's just fill this, and I'm having this. I put 1. I have this. I put 1. Maybe somewhere here. I put 1. If I'm filling now this down, that's it. So I can now come here and say equals to, this cell is equals to 1. That means, comma, what happens is male.
Yeah.
Else female. Male, comma, else female. So if the cell in content, this thing is equals to 1, it gives, when if H4, right, equals to 1, it should retain male, else female. Why is it giving the reverse? We seeing what I'm seeing here. If I autofill it, it will work better. I'm expecting. Okay, wait. Here now, look at something. If H4 is equals to 1, it should return male as female. Why is it giving female throughout? Who can tell me? You see why it's good to be thinking. Are you seeing something? Look at, I've come and put 1 here in a bracket. It means that it is not recognizing this as a number. It's returning this as a text.
Oh, okay.
That's why I came and put this 1 now in curly bracket to find out if 1 is represented as a number or text. When I put now this in the curly bracket, it is returning now male to show that now that 1 is being assumed as a text, because it's a function that retains this. So it is coming here. That's why they look at something. Just watch what happens to the mid function. Text 1, it shows that it is converting the text to a text. That's why it's giving here in text format, not in number format. So definitely the third column here will read this as a text, not a number. So to get this now, this function as a text, we need to put it in curly bracket like that. Because anything in curly bracket is text. It reads it as text. Then not in curly bracket, it reads it as figures. That's why you are seeing that it is returning male, female, male, female, male, female, things like that. So if you change this to now, I put 1 here, definitely this female will turn to male. Then if you are to plot now this in your pivot table, plot, it is easy now to know the number of male from the number of female. And remember, always try to put it in a table form. Are we getting? Put on a table form like that, highlight and put on table. Always try to put on table form like that. So much more that whatever thing you're doing here, it respects the table. Because if this was on table form, immediately I type in this. As I'm closing and I press enter, you auto feed the other ones. And if I'm doing pivot table now here, I don't stress. I'll just come now and develop my pivot table, and I can sort now number of male like that. And I come out, sex. I take off this, and I can take my sex, do a count, and maybe I present now my pivot table easily. Or if I don't want to stress myself, rather than doing that, I'll just come directly to insert pivot table and pivot chart at once. I take OK. Then as I'm drawing, it's appearing, it's giving my chart at once directly. So you see male, sex 1, 2. Why is even so? We'll come to it. Okay, this is male, things like that. So this, though we are still to reshare, I was fast about it, but I was just trying to show something from what we are doing here. So if you already have that, always try to see if it doesn't give you an answer, try to find out if what is returning here is a figure or a text. Are we getting?
Beautiful, sir. It's good.
Yeah. So let's continue. Lastly, on the functions, this is getting interesting. I know most people usually have questions on things like VLOOKUP, index match, right? Let's go to VLOOKUP and index match. That's the last function that we'll be taking. All right. Now, let me come back and let me wipe off this. Now look at this. We have VLOOKUP, we have index matches, we have HLOOKUP. The difference is most of the times I'll prefer using index match to VLOOKUP. Why? Because if you are using index match, if you move the cells, the index formula moves alongside as with the cells. But if you're using the VLOOKUP, you move the cells, you will return error. Thank you. I remember if error. Sorry for the mix up. That's very important. We do if error. People usually have things like this on their data. How do you get rid of it? Let me just say that before we come back. If we say maybe you're having 3, 7, and you have let me say 0 here, and maybe, or let's just say we are having 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I'm coming here, maybe the first is 0. If I'm forming a drop-down menu here, I want to do it so that when I'm navigating, you should be seeing what is happening. We'll come to drop-down list here. I'm just working because I'm trying to demonstrate something here. Now this is the drop-down having these numbers. I hope these are numbers. Let me take some to ensure that they are numbers. All right, they are numbers. So now, if you take equals to this divided by this, you have this. So if you 8 divided by 3 is 2.6. You can round up or round down. If you take round up, so normally if you're rounding up, it means that 2.6 will likely be 3. So how many digits? Maybe you want to round up to no decimal points to have 3. I don't know if you have understood what I did. What I did is 8 divided by 3 is 2.6. Let me put it in this format so that you see. Let me take the round of function first off. This is normally what happens. And then I bring this back like that. So we have 2.666. If you're rounding up, you round to 3. If it was 2.4, you can round down maybe to 2. So you can decide that you should round up this to 3, and so on and so forth. You use a round up. You can decide you should round down to 2, you use a round down. So my point is not on the round up or round down. What if I put this to 0? It gives a diff error here. That's why we are trying to returning a diff error. So now to do a diff error, things like that, if you want to return a diff error, you must start, or an error, if error message, you must use the formula if error. How do we use if error? We come here at the beginning, you put equals to, you say if error, that's the formula. If error, what's the value? This is the value that you, hello? Somebody wants to ask a question?
No.
Yeah, we are here.
Following you.
All right. So you start with if error. You are saying if this one is an error, what should happen? That's it. So if error, if this one is an error, what should happen? So now if error, the value is what you are dividing, it divided by 0. Then you put a comma. If error, what happens now? Maybe you say, let's just say not valid. That's what you want to retain. If error, not valid. So you see how many these things are here? 1, so you can close with 1. You press enter. So you see not valid appears here because there's an if error. But immediately you have something like 1, it will give you a response. 8. Let me take this like that. Maybe if you take this 2, 4. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 8 divided by 3 is this. I've reduced the decimal point to this. This one I don't really need to explain because you already know what's happening. This is 8.000 because the 8.00 is, let's put to 1 decimal point so that you really understand what I'm talking about here. Let me put this to 1 decimal point, 8.0, which is 8. If this goes to 2, it becomes 4.0, which is 4. If this goes to 3, it becomes 2.7. My target is you have a fraction. That's why I want the fraction to display. Though is 2.67. Then if it goes to 4, it will go to 2. But immediately it comes to 0, you return that not valid. So because we have started with if error function here, not valid. Are we understanding?
Yes, please. Yes. Thank you.
We are following each other.
Yeah. Then I was talking about VLOOKUP. Let me go back to VLOOKUP. We have just VLOOKUP and index match to talk about now. And it's a very, very important function for you to understand. Now, for VLOOKUP, you want to look up items vertically like that. For instance, if you choose the month of December, and you choose the item books, it will come under December here. It will come and map books here, and it will return 397 as well as DVD. But now you will not use but a range, you use but a column number. When I work, you understand what I mean by column number. You will come here to look up for the lookup value, you will look up the dates, and then the number of columns that you want to retain data with respect to this date. If you use 1, it means December, 1 column to the right, you will retain this. For instance, if I use a VLOOKUP for this, I put an equal sign like that, I put VLOOKUP. Now the lookup value is what? The content that will be selected here. That's the lookup value. I fix it, freeze it so that it should not move. With J, I already explained this. $J, $6, comma. Now the lookup table array. That's what I want to look up. The table array is what? I select the whole table like this. When I select the whole table, I put a comma. The index number now is maybe I'm working on books, and books is on index number 2 because this is the first index. Assume index to be row. This is the first row, second row, third row, fourth row, and so on. So books is under 2. So I'll return 2 here as index number. If it's DVD, I'll return 3, CD, I'll return 4, and so on. When I'm done, I press Control, Enter. Not available. Just a second. Lookup value, December, that's correct. Table array, the whole table. Then column index, that. Okay, okay, false. We return exact match here, false. Enter. Are we seeing? I never put the fourth function. So you're having 398. Let me put it in white so that we can see the box well. This is it. I want to put it in white. Oops. All right. So that's that. Let me explain again. Put in that. Okay, so what happens is it takes the look v, you write equals to v lookup. That's the formula. Then lookup value is what is entered here. That's the value. A comma. Table array is the whole table that you are looking up that value from. Column index is the level that data falls in, or the range, or the column 2. That's why they say column index. So it's column 2. This is column 1, column 2, column 3. So books falls in column 2. This is books, column 2, and it returns what? An exact match. That is false. When you press enter now, it gives you $298. This is it. Here.
I have a question.
So, yeah.
For the table array, can we use name ranges? Can we name this table?
Yes. Yes.
All right. All right.
Yeah. Let me just do that. Table, right? Now, table array here. This is table array, right? I put table. This is it. I fix it.
Yes, I can see.
We already take table for the fact that it is a table. You don't need to fix because it will be following that table. As you press enter, it gives it.
Excellent.
Yeah. So
excellent.
You're getting it as we are going. Now, DVD, when you do this now, just drag this down. Are you understanding? They come to each, you just be changing now by this column number 3. You go to the next, you change to 4. Sorry, let me take this. I pressed something else. N. This is 4. You press enter, you change this to 5. 5. Enter this to 6. Enter this to 7. So you see, now for December, it brings me the sales of all of these items on a table. Are we seeing? Video games is 195. This is it. If I change from the drop down here, you see changes. Are we seeing?
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Because you just need to write one formula equals to VLOOKUP like that. We put like that. The lookup value is what? What will be entered here, which is the month. Here, comma, the table array is what? Table. We already created the table, comma, the index number is what? 2, because books is in index 2. These months are index 1, books index 2, DVD index 3, comma, return what? Exact match. You come and double click on this one. Then you press enter. As you are changing, it's changing. But now look at, if I change this one like this, I insert a cell here. You see, DVD gives 0. Are we seeing? Because what? From CD and DVD, they have not moved from this position. The CD has moved from here to here. That's why it's returning 0. And books now, look at something. Audio books now will give the value now of what is found on CDs. That's why you're having 140 in the month of December. Audio books. Where is it? Audio books. December. This is it.
No, month of August. Yeah. E.
Month of August, sorry.
You'll be giving us column E. Yeah.
Yes, because audio book was here. Then move to this level. Are you seeing?
That's the disadvantage of VLOOKUP.
Yes, that's the disadvantage. So at times, let me show you something. Let me open you a case management database that I developed for plan. You see something, how this helps. Just a second. I think index match is the second to the last. CM data base. All right, this is it. It's actually a heavy database of case, it's case management. So let me just go to the page. Okay, you are seeing lookup codes. Please let me put this and this in white because it's confidential. But what I'm trying to say is, anyway, for the fact that we are for learning purposes, cannot be used for anything. All right, look at something. This is case number. This is a VLOOKUP that is used here. This is the same thing that I was teaching there. So now this is the lookup value, which in that case was the month. So all of these things are cases. If somebody like a caseworker or a nurse says he wants to know the situation or maybe the contact person for case number 0055, they don't call names. As you put 0055, you press enter, it brings its details. It is in line 12, in serial number line 12. If you go to the database, view in database, you see line 12 is highlighted in blue. Are we seeing this line 12 in blue? These are the information. If you come and take another case, let's take another case again. Let me just go down far. Let me take a case with number 0237, right? This is it. Let me come there, put 0237, enter. You see, it refreshes. This can bring the contact, the child's name, things like that. This is supposed to be white, confidential. It brings the child's name, the region, country, things like that. This is the case code, the child protection information management number. This is the number, which this number is automated. It is not manual. Everything here is automated. So you see places that are lacking data, you see automatically that they don't have data. You can come and say you need data here, here, here. Every place in red don't have data. Automatic is automatic. If I fill data on the main data set, this one becomes white with the data, not red. So you see 229. And if you go to the database, 229 now will be painted blue. That's how it helps you to look at the data. You go down to 229. This is it, 229. If I switch to 228, this blue will leave. Remember the blue was in 12, line 12. It's now highlighting. It just highlights the area, and you can come and when you look, this is the case code, and it is the concatenate function again. What we did, this is the concatenate function. Are we seeing this? Is it? This is a concatenate function that forms this code that we are having here. So no matter what happens, if they update this now, you are having 0239. If I put maybe 00999, you see it will update here to 00999, and it has gone off. Why? Because the blue is no more. That's not why it's selected. So if I put now 00999 here, you see not available. This one is not available now. That's why I use an if error. There's no if error here. So we can apply an if error now here to instead return non-existing that data or data not in database. So if I come here now to this code, this section, I put 00999 here. Here I put 00999. Enter. It will return me this data, and the place will be painted blue. That's it. But we are coming to this type of programming, though it's not on the topic, but I always teach it because I tried as much as possible for us to really gain knowledge. Then now look at something. If I put back the former number that was there, you see it returns this. How do we get rid of this? We just come here, we use an if error. If error, the whole of this is the text. what should it return? You put a comma, it should return maybe invalid or no case code, or not a non-existing case code. Is just an example. You say non-existing case code, enter. Okay, you see it is bringing non-existing case code here because I've programmed it there. If I want to program all here, I'll only need to come here and be changing this now while I'm autofilling. So if I'm dragging this now down up to this level, for instance, I'll come here now, I'll change 3 here to 4, go next, change 3 here to 5, go next, change 3 here to 6, just like that. You see, it's giving non-existing data, non-existing data, just like that throughout. But immediately I come and put something that exists here. I don't know if it's 000 or 999 or how many zeros were there. I think it was 3 zeros. Enter.
Oh, 2 zeros.
00999. Like that.
Yeah.
All right. You see, it comes now. This one is giving 229. Why? Because what? We've not changed this one. I had to be changing throughout the data set. It ends here at 6. So this one has to be 7. Here, 7, and so on. You see, it will be given. But immediately we put a code that doesn't exist here. It will tell you non-existing. So I was just bringing you here to understand how you can apply that on a vast database, and each time you have to refer on a database, you can always just come to it. You just type a case code and you find all the information that you want within the same data set. Let's come back here. So that's that for VLOOKUP. It looks up data vertically. Why for HLOOKUP, it looks up the data horizontally. So for HLOOKUP, you can just come here, you put, instead of VLOOKUP here, you put the H. HLOOKUP, like that. Oops. Where is it? Okay, HLOOKUP. What's the lookup value? We want to look up now, but things on, are you seeing? We'll not be looking up now, but months, because months are vertical. For H, we'll look up the things that are horizontal here. So I might decide to choose the products. Let me just come and put here, because I have products here. Let me put books as a product. Then I fix it with F4, come and look up array table is known as table. Then next, the index number. So I'm looking up books, index number. I want to find the books for, let's say for March is index 3. If we are starting with January, is index 2. I'll put 2, and then I'll return an exact match. So it's just the reverse. As I press enter, books for January is 697. That is it. So for February, we'll just move this to index 2, which will be this. We'll autofill down. So this one now will be books. This one now will be months rather. So you have now maybe things like months here, January. It will give an error here because I was referring to here as the index number. I hope I'll fill maybe up to, we can just end in June. Then now I will refer now this data on what we are having as lookup value, this value here. I'll refer it back up here. Now it's just a reverse. Then I press enter so that I should give my value here. Then as I'm moving to cell 3, I'll change index 3. You see, it is VLOOKUP, but here is HLOOKUP. So I just need to autofill it down like that. And I'll be changing now this as well, moving from 2 to 3, from 3 to 4, from 4 to 5, from 5 to 6, and from 6 to 7. So generally, you see now HLOOKUP, the first thing, the lookup value now come and looks up at books. So if we are changing these books to DVD, it's only moving this number from here to here, but as the lookup, the index number will be moving alongside the months down. So month 1 is index 2, month 2 is, which is February, is index 3, March is index 4, up to December. So now the lookup value now, as I said, is what is taken as the item. The table array is table, already had a table Here we give a name table. Then the index number is for January is 2. It's found on the second position from this level. So 1, 2. Then it will have to return an exact match, which is false. False is always returning an exact match. So if I change now these books here and I take DVD, you see it changes. If I take CD, it changes. So CD for January is 135. This is it. And February this, and up to June 95. Also, if I change this, look at, if I change this like this as well, it doesn't change here because I've added vertically. So it will not affect data vertically. But if I change horizontally, that's when we'll have a problem like that. And I take insert, you see, that's why we'll have a problem because it's a vertical lookup. Things that are inserted horizontal, it's a horizontal lookup. Things that are inserted vertically has nothing to do with the lookup, but things that are inserted horizontally has an effect. So if you are working with VLOOKUP, you insert something, you add a cell, a column here, you insert a column here, you have an issue with the data. Then if you're working with horizontal lookup, you add a cell this way horizontally, you have an issue with data. Likewise, the other way. So you see, that's the difference with VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. The index match, whatever you insert, it remains. That's why index match is superb. Okay, let's do index match now. I don't know if there's any question before we go to index match.
We are still good.
Yeah, index match is the last. I want us to use index match, and you see at the end where you can be charting things like that. That's how now use match. Insert here, it will not change anything on the data. So for index match, index is like a map. Then match is like a GPS. Like you can come to Botswana. Botswana is an index. Your country or where you are is a match. I want to match Alfred in Botswana. Match is the position, like the latitude, longitude where you are. While index is the country that you find yourself. So the match is inside the index. So now using that, we'll put an equal sign. We'll start with the index as the biggest. Select the whole table. They will put a comma. We'll use now a match function now. What are we matching in the array? Look up value. Value is what we are looking up. Okay, we want to look up, the lookup value is the month, which will be taken here. We'll click on value, which is months. Are we together? We'll put a comma. The array now, the lookup array now, will come and select the region that forms the months, which is this region. Then we'll close it. We'll put another comma again. We'll put a match function again. Now I want to match now the rows. We've matched the columns. We want to match. We've matched the rows. We want to match now the columns. So now the match function, what's the lookup value for the match? It is where we have product category, which is this. So this is where we selected CD. That's the match. Always try to fix it, please. Like here, the lookup value, try to fix this one with an F4 so that it should not move. As well as the match, we try to fix it with an F4. Sorry, F4. Then when you've matched it like that, you put a comma. What is the array, the lookup array that you want to match? The array is this one. You select horizontally. That's where items are. Items are found this way. You put a comma. They want to return what? Use 0 to return an exact match. When you're done, you can close it. Remember, you close until you have a black bracket. Here we have index. We have it opens here 1, 2, this one close. And then this one opens here and closes here. So we have to close the overall bracket here. Are we seeing? This one opens here and closes here. This one opens here and closes here. But this one opens here, it doesn't close. So I have to close at that end there. Press enter. So it's returning not available. Why? Why is it not available? All right, just a second. Let me see something. Let me bring back this table, please. I've changed this table. Let me put back this table here. And then take off this data. I put an equal sign index first. The lookup array is the table, the entire table. We put table. Okay. I put a comma. The row number. So I put a match now. This is a match. In the match now, lookup value is what appears here in the month. That's the lookup value. We fix it with F4, comma. The lookup array is this array. That's cool. Then we close it. Excuse me, just a second. Please, a second. This is the last topic. I'm having a call. I want just
So I don't believe you close it. I think you just put a comma and exact match 0 before closing it. That's what I'm seeing here.
no, sorry. I wanted to return a call. So here, this is the match, right? So we put a comma here.
Yes.
First of all, I return 0.
Yes, sir.
I close it. Then I put now another comma. I'm match now. What? I'm matching now. The second match is for the column. The first one, you take the table, index the whole table. Then the row now you use a match function. In the match function, what are you returning in the match function? Is what? The first thing you're returning here is the value. The value is the months. And the months are found where? This is the array that the month is found in. So you take the month. Then you have the lookup array, which is this. Then comma, you return exact match in that array. Then you close the bracket. You take another match now here. The lookup value now will be the item, which is the book here. You fix it, you put a comma, then lookup array, you select horizontal where those items are.
So
F4.
Are you going to start from that column that has no header? Or it doesn't matter?
Come again.
Are you supposed to start from cell A1, or we are starting?
It doesn't matter.
All right, okay. That's what I want to
It doesn't matter.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Then I put a comma, I return an exact match. Are you seeing? Then I close it. Now, you see, December, books in December is 415. This is it, books in December. Books in December. This is books. All right. That's true. Wait. This one, the second array here has to start from books. Yeah. It has to start here. Then F4, as well as the first array, which is this lookup array, has to start from here down. That one was okay. F4. What have I done? Sorry. Table, that's correct. Row, index match. Then lookup value. Lookup value, that's correct. This. F4, comma, lookup array. This where you have the months to here, comma, return exact match. That's it. I delete off this. Correct. The second match now, I'm matching now to find the rows. So the rows, I've put the match. The lookup value now is the books. is found in the rows. This is it, books, F4. Then I put a comma. The array, lookup array is from books here up to games. I fix with the F4. I return exact match and I cancel off this. I think it has to work now. Why is it returning November?
Why did you fix the second array? You fixed the second array. This second array, you fixed it. Are you supposed to do therefore the second array? Yes. Are you
this array?
Yes, yes. Are you supposed to?
I have to. Okay, wait. No, I'm supposed to fix that array. Just a second. Let me see. Index, table, match. All right, I've seen what's happening now.
Okay.
Please, sorry for the disorder. I've seen what's happening. Let me the table now. Table, the array here is a table. Yeah. Then I put a comma and match now the rule. What am I looking up? The lookup value is this. Feel like that. The lookup value is this. Fix it because it will be moving down. Sorry. The lookup array that's the lookup value. I'll put a comma, then the lookup array where it has the books is this region, and then exact match. Let me confirm. J6, that's the month, and then yeah, lookup array A2 through A2 through A13, correct? Return an exact match. Then the second match is now for the column. I'm looking up at the lookup value for the column is books, which is found in J5. I fix it. I don't want it to be moving here, as well as I fix this. Then the lookup array for the books is this through this, return exact match. $415. That is books in December. Okay. Who is seeing what's happening here? It's returning by November. Are you people there?
Yes, we are with you.
Who is seeing what is happening there? I think now it will work. It's okay now. Are you seeing?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I see what is happening here.
Yeah, the range was supposed to start up here and down, as well as because it's within the array, the whole data set. supposed to start here and end here, start here and end here. But we're starting at January and down, and we're starting at books this way. That's why it was picking the $418. So from here now, if we autofill down now like that, you will see now what happens here is it has to be changing now. I have to be changing this array based on this number, which means I'm not supposed to fix. We are not supposed to fix this, the vertical column, which is this. This is not supposed to be fixed. This is supposed to be here, not fixed. So that if it's moving here down, it moves to across like that. Are we seeing? If I'm autofilling now like this, it changes. Are we understanding what I'm trying to say here? Or I should take it again?
Please go over it again, Charlie.
All right. What I'm saying is, first, let me just start over since it's the last topic. I said we'll put an equals to, I said an index is a country, a match is the location in that country, where this is a country and we want to match out maybe latitude and longitude like that, or whatsoever. They match out X and Y axis. So I say you start with the index first, then the array, you write the table. We already define this as a table. If I select, you normally retain it as table because I created it as table. The row, the number, row number will bring in a match function, which is this. Then the lookup value for that match function is what is on this cell, which is this cell. That's a lookup value. We want to look up in this cell. That's in this cell, it's December, because we are looking up the lookup value is this cell. They will put a comma, we'll fix it because we don't want it to be moving. We'll put a comma, then now the lookup array where dates are or months are. This is the array. We take from the beginning of the table down to the end of the table. We'll put comma, they will return an exact match. We close it, they will put another comma, we'll match now for the rows where we have the items. We'll match now the lookup value for the items is what? The items are already arranged here in this order. So the lookup value for the items is normally at the formula is blocking it. I'll put it down here and I'll take it a bit up. It's I7. But I want I7 to move from I7 to I8 to I9 since we're having the items in that order. Just like how we're changing 2 to 3 in index, in column index 2 to 3, 4, and 5. And I don't want it to be fixed. So I put an equal sign because it's moving from here to here to here. But if we fix it, it will not move from that level. It will retain the same amount. So I'll allow it not to move. Then I put an equal sign like that. Then I put lookup array now. I'll select from here. That's the lookup array up to this end. Now I'll fix it because I don't want it to move. It's on a fixed position as well as this one is fixed. I'll put a comma and I'll return to an exact match. Then I'll close it with 2 brackets. Since we open it twice. So when I press, I'm having a 398. When it comes to books in December is 398. In November is 415. So if I change this to November, I'm having 415. And if I drag down now, like that, you see it changes. So in November, video game in November is $19. That's what it shows, right? Is it $19? This video game, let me start December. I don't know what. Okay, December video games is showing here $35 in December. This is it. Video games 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why is it showing 30? Why is it showing $35? Who can see what's happening? The thing is going diagonal. I want to check something. It's going like this. It's been long. I've not used index match. It's going diagonal like this. That's how it's going. You are seeing 35 here for video games. What can be the issue? Just a second. I think the last exercise files that I did, I had index match on it. Who is seeing the error? Hello?
We are with you. Yeah.
Who is seeing the error? Is someone seeing the error? Match. J6.
Charlie,
Yeah.
Are you not supposed to match I7?
To match I7.
Yes, in that first array. Instead of J6.
To fix
First one. In front.
this one.
Yes.
The lookup value is for the vertical, which is supposed to be the date.
And that's J6.
Yeah, this J6. Then this is the lookup array now, where we have dates, which is this. They will return exact match. It comes and look December.
Then you now freeze A1 to you now freeze it.
I've understood. I've understood what's happening.
Yeah.
The issue is that
you freeze J6.
See,
freeze A1 to A13. Yeah. Freeze J6. Freeze the 2. Freeze J6.
All have yeah.
So this one is I7. Then A1 to yeah.
Yeah. That's it. That's true.
Yes. Yeah.
I has not to be this I7 has to move from 7 to 8 up to 13, right? It has to move down since we are talking about months and months are placed down like that. It has to move rather from books, DVDs across like that.
Across
and
the
then
rows. Yeah.
The content here. In the sense that, let me come here, the lookup value here in J6, which is the month, it is fixed because it doesn't change from this position. Then the lookup array now here in the months to have to be fixed because this position is not changing when you're moving the data. We are returning an exact match. And then the second match function now for the lookup value now is books. Which books will move from books to DVD, which means it doesn't have to be fixed. But the array now for the lookup array is fixed because books, they are on a fixed position. But this one will move from here to here, to here, to here, to here, to here. That's why we don't have to fix the lookup value for the category of items, which is this. That's true. That's why now you see in December we are having 398 for books, 359 for DVDs, 319 for CDs, and so on, up to video games 195. If we change now this and take another month, May, you see in May we are having the month of May. This is it. We're having 435 for books, 125 for DVDs, CDs, and so on, and then video game 15. So you see now this is where now we're using mixed references, and in the sense that we're using both cellular reference and relative reference. What are absolute reference and relative reference? These ones are relative reference, and then these are absolute reference. So you see we are using now both of them in the same data set. But in some situation, if these ones are not movable, okay, in this case where we have this, just watch. If I'm copying this table, that's why I was instead doing the reverse. If I'm pasting this table here, and this one is not moving, at this level now I'll come and need to fix this. Are we correct? They will put this now in a drop-down list. Like that. Then this now becomes a drop-down list where the items now that are here on the list, we can now put now like that. You're having the months here, June, and then you have the items here. It changes. Now here you use now an index, this thing that takes into consideration both the months and the category here. Where now we'll put now an equal sign now, we'll put index like that. Then we'll choose the category, the range is table, like that. We'll put a comma, then we'll put a match function now. What are we matching? The value that we're matching here is what? We're matching first the months, which is June. We'll fix it, we'll go around want it to move. We'll fix it, and then we'll put a comma. The lookup array is what? Is this region where we have months. We'll put a comma, we return an exact match, this. Then we close it, we'll put a comma, then we'll put another match function. Now the lookup value is what? Is L. Normally I cannot really see because it's covering here. Let me take left. Is L7. We'll fix it with F4. Then a comma. The lookup array is where we have books from here up to here. We'll fix it. We ought to fix this as well because it's the month. We'll fix it. Then what do we want? We return an exact match there. They will we'll close it twice and we'll press enter. So $79. So you see June audio book is $79. So if you come to audio book in June, this is it, $79. If you change now this and take September, $117 for September for audio books, this is it, $117. And if you change now to this way and you take something else like software, you see $119 for the month of September, software, September, $119, and so on. So I was programming this and not fixing, rather the secret here was just this I-17 that ought to be moving from I-17 to I-18, but we're fixing it, and when it's moving now, it's maintaining the same figure. Are we seeing?
Yes, please, yes.
Yeah, we are following.
At the end of the day now, you can just take now this, you highlight, you select the data, you use what we did the other day, you come and choose a chart. We can choose this chart if you want, or choose any of these like that. We can affix now labels. We can take off grid lines. Maybe we'll take off this if we don't want. So if now you are changing anything within that data, let me put the chart smaller. If we are changing anything here now, the chart too changes. So this chart too might be a chart might be moved to its own location alone. You can move the chart to a new sheet. Maybe you call it monthly sales, a product, like that. You take OK. That is it. So if you come to the main sheet, as you're changing here, you go to it changes. You change whatever, maybe whatever month, you come here, it changes. Then these products are already fixed, that's why, but if it's in this case, you change just the month here, it changes based on this. But now it's always important to have all the categories that you can change the month. You can as well change the product. But if we change the product here, it has no effect on the data because we're working with the months. So if we're changing the product here, we would have put the months here, and we use this now as a fix, and then the months are changing. In other words, all these months now that we had here, like that, we could have them here, and then let me just bring it here. For instance, then I can take this copy, I paste it here, like that. So if now I'm doing an index match where I'm using the categories and the months, I'll just come and put that equals to index here. What am I index? The row here, I'll use what? The table, which we have already. Table. This is the table. I put a comma. I use now a match function. What am I matching? The lookup category now is what? I'm looking up now at months here. That's the lookup category. Though we ought to reverse it, per se, to look up the category here, per se, because we'll be matching that from a row. But let me just take this one. That's the lookup category. We don't even need, per se, the month, but we want to look the month because we're matching it here too. Then for the fact that we're moving from January to February, we don't have to fix it. We'll put the comma because if we are moving, it remains on January. We'll put a comma. Then the lookup array now is the table where it has this month. We come and select the table, which is here. We'll fix it with F4. We'll put a comma, we'll return an exact match. Then we'll close the bracket, we'll put another comma, and we'll match now for the columns. We'll match the columns. The lookup array for the column is what will be selected here. Then now this one has now to be fixed because it is not moving. If we don't fix it, when we are moving it down, we'll move from here to here. We'll fix it. We'll put the comma. The lookup array now is this area from here to here. We can fix it as ref want. Then we will return an exact match here. They will close with double bracket, open and close. So now if I'm filling it down now like this, automatically what happens here is it's showing a error here. Why an error there? Let me see. If I'm moving here to here, it changes. Yeah, it's working here. Why is it showing an error? Hello?
Yeah, we are with you. We are also checking through.
Why is it that showing an error? Because I'm not seeing that from what I did, it's supposed to return an error. All right, I've seen it.
Okay.
M, who has seen it?
I felt
it's supposed to be L11.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be L11. It's because I was typing here and it's L11, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Value here is L11. So that way you move from L11 to L12, it will be the value for this cell.
Okay.
I think it has to work now. If I fill it now down, that's it. We can now put the bars. If we want, we can now put bars like that. If we are changing now here, it changes, right? just like that. So the secret, the mistake that I did, I was putting M11. I was using this cell M11. I thought that when I did it down like that, I was on this cell. Where it's moving now from 11 as it's going down to 12. 12 now will be February here. And this is it. We'll go to 12 because it's not fixed. So all of these two has to be in dollar form. We'll put like that. Then maybe we can put back this. So in January, software in January is actually $12. This is it. And in February, software is $40. You see, it is giving just this line up to December. If I change software to audio books, it moves from left to like that. So it's from $49 to $119. This is it, 49. Let's try now to insert a cell here to see if anything happens. Are you seeing?
Yeah.
Nothing happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
It retains the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But for lookup, it will reset. If I insert but vertical like that, nothing happens. Because it's an index map, it's a map. It follows the same, it's following the text and things like that. But for index map, it follows the columns. That's why we don't have anything here like the index column or as we had here. We are not having this. We don't have this like this. This in column index number. We don't have this. So for index match, we don't have things like column index number. That's why it is not changing the data itself.
Charlie.
Yeah.
I don't understand the significance of that month May under audio book. Can you change it? I want to see something.
This one?
Yeah.
No, it has not. This one has nothing to do with the data. Is that I copied it? I was changing the months here, and then here I decided to come and change the category. So much more that you see instead drop down is giving this because I used this as a drop down. So let me just take it back like that. It has nothing to do with it.
Oh, I thought it had something to do with it. That's why I was wondering its significance for the table.
No, it has nothing. It has nothing to do with it. This may I just copied here from here. If I change what here, it has nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it has nothing to do with the data. So if I bring back this, if I bring this one down, you see, it is not changing the data. You see, our index match, if I'm moving the cell, has nothing to do. As I'm moving, if I take this one and I decide to put it by here, it will still work. Are you seeing? But for VLOOKUP, it will reset it will give 0 in some places and it will mix the data in a way that it might be difficult for you to interpret. So you might have now two sheets like that, where each sheet has their graph. If you want, each sheet have their graph like that. This could be months against things like that. Then you could have this if you want with its own graph. Put it maybe this way. So if you're changing this, here is the months that change because the categories are already written. So we are changing here by months. It changed on this graph. Then here you're changing now by products. I don't know if it's this one or this one. I don't know, maybe any of them. Yeah, it's this one, not this one. This one was for this table below. So if you are changing now, you see it changes the data like that. So it's just for you to understand the dynamics, which cell you are fixing and why are you very well I will not fixing the questions you need to ask, because you want L5 to be able to move from L5 to L6 up to maybe L10, but you don't want while you are moving L5 to L6, let O5 not from 5 is actually where you're changing the months, the product, as where you don't want this data to be moving from I7 to, you want it to move from I7 to I8, which is this I7 to I8 to I9 to I10 up to I14 or whatsoever. But you don't want this month to be moving from here to here while you are moving the other data. Why? Because this month is a drop down which is fixed. That's why you're fixing the cell. So those are the dynamics that we need to understand how to work with this. Is it clear?
Very clear, Charlie.
Yeah. So I think we've come to the end of the class. I wanted to take us up to this level since we had, remember we missed a class and there were some things that we really needed to catch up. That's why the class had to go up to almost 3 hours. But I'm happy that all of us were very active and vibrant, and we've been there asking questions, things like that. And I guess the next class is going to be awesome, because from here we'll be looking at a lot of things, especially tomorrow we'll be working on things like, which is module 4, valid cell. This is normal data validation. Is very, very interesting. Like the 5W that I usually program for UNICEF, I use a lot of things on data validation, pivot tables, things like that. We'll be working on this tomorrow. Then on the last day, we can take, I want us to take the last day, we'll take these two. They are not much, these two module 6, so that we can take this tomorrow, module 3, module 4, which is validation. Then after tomorrow, we take, which is Sunday, and I believe that we should work on Sunday to catch up. Develop one software to apply all the things of a lot of things in a place of your own interest.
Beautiful, Charlie. I have no problem with it.
Okay. Thank you once more for your time, and thank you.
I'm perfectly fine with it also.
Patient.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
You so much.
Okay. All right, Steve. We'll connect tomorrow. If I think I will share file. Those that can practice, you practice. If you have difficulties, you can always get back to. And then always maybe try to find out the gaps, your gaps, like what I don't know if it's Alfred that presented on meets that will have to use a meet function to determine number of men and women, things like that. You bring things that will cause us to think out of the box, to share ideas, and we'll see how we can come out with solutions to our individual problems or challenges, not problems we see. All right, with that, I'll just say good night to everybody and see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you, Charlie.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone.
Yeah.
Good night. Thank you.